Yes, indeed, we are back inside the training log vlog. Yeah, it rhymes. That's good too, all right? Inside the training log. Last 2-week check-in with all of you, giving you an update on half marathon training for Jersey City, and it's amazing. We're 25% there, basically 25% through the training block with week 4 in the books, starting week 5 right now. That's nice. Nice up here in the dome, all right? Mentally, it's just a reprieve from the 18, 19, 20, 22 week. That was my longest training block of my life, was Rotterdam. That was 22 weeks, and it just got a little taxing at the end where I'm like, all right, where's the starting line? Let's make this thing happen, everybody. So 15 weeks, it feels good because it kind of feels like I just started. So anyway, that's just a little insight into the mental side of a 15-week training block for a half marathon. All right, we ascended. Where is it? There it is. Did you miss the volume vlog from maybe 5 days ago, 6 days ago? All right, upper right-hand corner. Here's the chart. The good old poster board is back in the studio, everybody. Started at 50 miles, 70 miles, 90 miles, and in the last 2 weeks, we have now hit our peak volume for the training block, 110 miles per week. All right, there it is in kilometers on your screen for everybody outside the U.S., and one unique point, if you want to go deeper into volume, check out the vlog from a week ago. And basically, I ascended much quicker than other training blocks, so 20 miles a week. And again, the only reason I did that is because I believe now, after doing this for years and years and frankly decades and decades, is that my body can handle that. I would not recommend do not do that. Don't go 20 miles a week, all right? In the past, I've done 10 miles a week, and I won't go into that because I already talked about it last week. Go check that vlog out, but we're at our peak volume now, 110 miles a week for 6 weeks. In pencil, all right? These dots over here, this is pencil because I might erase it. We'll see how the body feels based on future workouts, based on how it's going in the gym, based on how the recovery is going with a foam roller, all of those facets. But should I talk about this now? No, I'll save it. Okay, last 2 weeks on your screen right now. All right, a little snapshot, nothing crazy. For all the new viewers out there, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. Steezy, it's simply a terminology I picked up along the way as a runner, again, for running for decades. Steady plus easy. Steezy. All right, so it's not quite easy pace, but it's not quite steady pace. You know the difference. It's absolutely talking pace. All right, that's another way. If you're running with a buddy, you can still talk 100% at steezy, but you're also not loafing and just in total recovery mode. Does that make sense? So I just want to make note of that as you're looking at the last 2 weeks of training for the half marathon. So, oh yeah, I forgot one other point. Okay, here's some highlights from the last 2 weeks. Basically, we have now hit our peak volume, all right? Weekends, you might notice the volume is very low on the weekends, very, very low. Why? Because we're having a good time at the DeMoor household. What can I say? We're wrestling in the boys' room. We're going sledding. Oh, it's good to have some snow in Colorado. Look out! And we're just overall living life. And they're on the weekends with the family. So I don't run volume on the weekend. I can't. That's why I front load and I do back-to-back hard days and I do back-to-back easy days on the weekends because I'm not going to go out for 2 or 3 hours on the weekends when I got to make pancakes in the morning. You know what I mean? So it's just not part of my life, and it's great. It's better that way. Trust me. So at the end of the day, weekends are for the family. Monday through Friday are for training, all right? There you go. And now we got strides in the mix, okay? Only twice a week, all right? But now this week that you're watching right now will be 3 strides per week. Sometimes I keep it to 2, but for now, for the marathon especially, but for the half marathon, we really got to get that turnover going. If I want to hit my lifetime PR, I got to get that turnover going. So 3 strides 3 times a week is on tap for week number 5. And at the end of the day, the tortoise and the hare. All right, it's nothing exciting. I know as you look at those numbers, you're like, Seth, that's pretty simple running. Yeah, it's a tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race, meaning all I'm doing is rebuilding. I have it inside me. But as you take time off, which I did in December, as you drop your volume, your overall aerobic efficiency dips. You all have experienced that if you've been running for years and years, decades and decades. But so you got to get it back. And it might take you 3 weeks. It might take you 4 weeks. I have found the sweet spot for me is 5 to 6 weeks. All right. And this is based on previous training blocks where, you know how, well, one way is your heart rate just drops and drops and drops and drops. Okay. So for me, all I'm doing is rebuilding that aerobic engine, building the stamina and endurance in my aerobic system. And a lot of people don't do it this way, but it's how I do it. And it works for me, okay? I'm almost 39. I'm almost 40. I am 39. And I hope to run a lifetime PR at, approaching 5-minute pace, okay? That's the goal. And so I just know if I skip this step, the workouts that are coming down the pike very soon are gonna be lackluster. We'll just use that adjective, lackluster, for the workouts on the track and on the roads. One last point, and we'll wrap this up, is overreaching. Actually, question of the day. When was the last time you felt, or you actually really knew, that you overreached, whether it's volume, intensity, probably those are the two main factors, in a training block? Tell us a good story down below. For me, 110 miles last week. I'm not saying it was easy, but man, I feel good. Like it does not feel like I'm overreaching. Oh yeah, and here's the story, and I'll close with this. Toledo, Ohio. Here's the footage. You guys have seen this footage before. I peaked out, and I had to go back and look at the archive in the training logs. I peaked out at 140 miles for that training block, and it wasn't the greatest race. I think I ran. Actually, I don't even know. Was it 108? Or 107 or 109. I think it was 108-ish. There it is on your screen right now. It was a good race. It was a solid race, but I was hoping to run faster in Toledo. It was the Glass City Half Marathon. That's what it was. Shout out to everybody in Toledo that came out and cheered and went to the group run. That was, 4 years ago, 3 years ago? I don't even know at this point. So I definitely felt like 140 miles a week for a half marathon was too much. It was too much. And so we're pulling back this time, ascending faster, but not going as high. Does that make sense? And as you're tinkering and figuring out, like maybe you have a coach and you're talking with your coach, hopefully you can bring to them a little bit of experience and say, hey, I've been at 60 miles a week. I've been at 35 miles a week. I've been at 135 miles a week. And this is how I've responded in the workouts and in the racing. And then your coach, if it's a good coach, the coach can say, oh, that's interesting. Let's just tinker it. Let's bump you up 10%. Or let's bump you down 25% and just see how your body responds to that type of training. So it's a process. It's a process. It's a process. Onward we go. I already asked the question of the day. We're going, baby. 4 weeks in, 2-week update right there. And we'll go, if you missed the first 2-week check-in, you can click on it right there. All right, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other.